All right, so we're recording. It is Tuesday, August 22nd, 8:30. Team Radiant Call. I'm really excited to have us all together. Who not able to hop on later. The call will be beneficial for all of us. I really wanted to connect with a busy summer. I haven't so much.
Breaking up. Is she breaking up for you too, Kristen?
Yeah, it's hard to hear you, Robin.
Yeah, you're breaking
cat in the background.
I love Robot Robin.
It sounds like there's a lot of background noise.
Sorry, I'm going to call in by internet. I'm gonna rejoin my audio. I think
and there's the cat. So, Kristen, while Robin's doing that, I have to tell you that I read the Noah's birth announcement on her that's posted on her refrigerator, and I love the fact that Sam sings songs from Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
He is a musical lover.
I was floored.
And Stella, it gets better. He can only sing them if he has a prop. He has to have a prop, and his favorite prop of choice is a wooden spatula. And the scene when the brothers are all out chopping wood and singing that lament song, and they're swinging the axes. So
yep.
Gets some item, whatever it is, a book, a toy, and then he gets a spatula and he acts out the scenes.
You have to tape this. I'm sure you have.
We have. He's a riot.
That is just
a performer.
So precious. Sorry, Robin. I digressed.
He's equal parts super girly and into superheroes. It just really depends on the moment.
So
okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Better.
Oh, good. No more Robo Robin. Sorry about that, guys. I should just, from now on, remember to dial in my audio by my phone instead of by internet audio. So thank you for taking time tonight to come together. It's been a while since we have connected as a team. And I just wanted to, like I said in my initial invitation, re-engage, reconnect, share what our goals are, and for the end of the year as well as through. Is that me or you?
It's the cat.
Do you guys hear me okay? It's the cat.
There was some static. I don't know where it's coming from.
Okay.
Maybe I'll mute.
Okay. I love these calls. One day we're gonna get it all together, and it's gonna be seamless and totally easy to go. Thanks. So just briefly, I wanted to talk to you. I'm really, really excited. I thought I was thinking about doing this at the end, but I think I'm gonna start off with it, and then we can go into hearing about you guys. So I am really excited because over the course of the summer, and especially the last few weeks, I have really reconnected and re-engaged with why I'm doing Redan Fields and what my vision is for myself as well as for our team. And it's come through a few avenues at this point. So I've been reading Jen Sincero, You Are Badass at Making Money. I love her. She's hilarious, and she's straight to the point. The Power, which is a personal development book that Leslie Van recommended. So many of you probably recognize that. And also going to the Redefine the business, the consultant training that we did on Friday, the Business Redefine training. There are a few things that came together, but overall, and I think, one of the things that so I feel like, just to back up a little bit, over the course of the last, 6 months, 8 months, I felt a little bit lost in where I was going and what I wanted to get out of Redan Fields and my business and why I was working so hard and doing this crazy stuff, because, sometimes it just feels like when you're talking to people, they're like looking at you like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. And it's taken me until now to go back to where I was when I first learned about Redemption Fields and then decided about my priorities. And my priorities are, they continue to be God, family, church, whatever order that works into and how that looks in life. But I felt like I kind of got away from that a little bit. So I say that because the culmination between Jen Sincero's You're Best at Making Money and The Power, which I would have, even 6 weeks ago, been like, I don't want to read this, like it's just sort of, I don't know, new agey, kind of like, I don't get it. I skimmed through it. If any of you have skimmed through this or read it, you'll recognize this. There's a quote from scripture attributed to Jesus, the founder of Christianity. I was like, what? I've never heard of Jesus described as the founder of Christianity. It really took me aback. I was like, I'm going to have to really open my mind to this book. And what I finally have come to is it all really comes together. Jen Sincero, we are meant to go out and make things happen for ourselves. Whatever it is that we are here for, we are meant to fulfill that. The Bible says all the time, God made you for a purpose, right? Like, we have a reason for being here, and He loves us just how we are. And then the power kind of, even though it was sort of new agey, I kind of put it all together, and I realized, because I keep hearing about this law of attraction thing, and this vision thing, and this why thing. I was like, I kind of get it, but I kind of get annoyed by it too. So I'm just being really straightforward. But where it came together for me is that this whole, it's not that, you always have to be positive and happy and, thinking that in a Pollyanna kind of way, and maybe some of you have heard me say this, but that as you make your vision and you think about why you're doing it, why do you work Redemption Fields, why do you do any of your work, it really helps to focus in your activities. And for me, it's really helped me to be open to seeing different possibilities, that when my mind's closed, when I'm feeling just annoyed, angry, whatever, I don't see, you just don't see things through the same lens. So it doesn't mean that everything's perfect. It just means that, more things you do attract more positive things when you put out positive energy. There's a real connection there. It's not just make-believe. It's not just made up in your head. And also having that vision and that reason for working really does give you the motivation to do your best and to keep reaching out to people and to sharing this opportunity. So with that, I'm going to stop talking after I tell you that my goal for this year is to be Premier Level 5 by the end of the year, by November 20th, because I don't want to be stressing about it over Thanksgiving. To be Elite by March and RFX by August 30th, 2018. That's my plan. That's my goal. So I want you guys, and I want to do it, as much of it with you as I can. So I really want to, I've missed our team sort of camaraderie. I feel like maybe it's just me, but I feel like it's been kind of missing. So I want to talk about how we do that. And I don't know that we're going to cover all that tonight, but that's part of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So I'm not going to stop the recording. What am I going to do? Oh, unmute yourselves, guys. I'm tired of talking. Hi, Whitney.
Hello,
Okay,
Whitney.
I like your ambiance.
Whitney's ambiance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
It's very
driving.
dark. She's driving.
I think she's driving.
You're driving.
Where's my meeting?
What?
I just left the meeting I was at.
Are you driving, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't look at you unless I'm stopped, but I can hear you. And I couldn't figure when you sent the link. I'm sorry, I could the dialing number
That's
was
okay. That's fine. That's fine. So did you hear I don't know how long you've been on.
I just got here, so no worries.
Okay. So I was just sharing, and I recorded this so you can go back and listen to it. I was just sharing that my goal this year is to be Premier Level 5 by November 20th, because I don't want to be stressing over Thanksgiving about hitting Premier Level 5. and then Elite by March of 2018 and RFX by August of 2018. And I'd love to know what your goals are, how we can, work together. And I was opened it with my feeling like have been missing some of the team sort of spirit and camaraderie, and I don't know if that's just me or if others have been feeling the same way.
I don't realize I miss it until we do this, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this is nice.
And we haven't had a call like this in a long time.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to figure out a way to do this without it being every week, but not lose sight of it again.
Well, and I think, so for me, I really struggle, and I feel embarrassed to say this a little bit, but I get disgruntled when I think another team call, not because I don't want to talk to you guys, because I do, but because I feel like I'm limited on my number of hours that I have. And so for each team call I take, it's 30 minutes less of IPA, or it's 30 minutes more I have to stay up, and that makes me really grumpy. So for me, I really like the idea, and I commented on Jennifer's poll today in SUP of doing team power hours. Like, I like working together and being able to brainstorm and like break in and talk when there's a question or hear what's important, but I don't want to trade that for IPA.
Yeah.
It's very, very good.
I like that idea. I was thinking that earlier today I was wondering, would it be beneficial to schedule a standard weekly power hour where we just know that we're going to get on and do it? And
I do.
And then if I'm not able to lead it, one of you, for whatever, if there's one of us, whatever. If I'm the leader of it for a while, that we can take turns with it.
I'd be willing to do a standard one. I mean, I think we could all pick times that work for us and say, okay, this is my power hour time. Like, here's my Zoom link, join me.
Okay. So
I would do
it
that.
as a, so we don't have to decide as a team right now when we're going to do it, but just have it out there and be available. And share it on Teams Up?
Yeah. So I mean, I'll look at my calendar, but I'm happy to pick a standing day of the week and time that I lead the power hour. Okay. Because I've enjoyed that. I know Tasha does them occasionally, like just pop up random ones. Like, and that's, I've liked doing that. Like, and sometimes I've been all alone working, and that's fine. It's more fun when people have popped on, but
I haven't been to one in a while. I would just like to pop into one to see how people are doing them now, I guess. It's just everybody's quiet, but I wouldn't be opposed to doing that either. I think that's smart. I need to do IPA period, so that would be beneficial for me.
Yeah, I've done them, Whitney. I'm more on the quiet side, and I get disgruntled when there's too much structure. I get disgruntled easily, I've discovered about myself, but I recover quickly. I do like, and I see the value in offering some structure, but I also don't want to be told I have to do something. I get really irritated when someone tells me I have to do something. However, I did write down, I was thinking about this the other day, and I wrote down in my trusty little notebook, this is my RNF Power Hours schedule. And I broke it down by how much time do I have. Whoops, I can't see anymore. So like I have a 15-minute one, a 30-minute one, a 45. I didn't even do an hour because that's not my reality right now. So anyway, I'm happy to offer.
That's great, Kristen. Do you think in one of your Tuesday tips you could, or even, share that, because I think that helps people brainstorm and think about, I don't know what to do with, or, oh my gosh, when I have 15 minutes, I kind of go, but if you have it already set up, then
I need to do a power. I did do a power hour in there. I didn't do a power 15, and I probably should have. But yes, I will. I'll share these with you guys tonight, just in Messenger, and then I will do it next Tuesday for my Tuesday tip.
That'd be great. And you know, I hear what you're saying as far as feeling disgruntled when you're told what to do, because I
have a problem with authority. I think.
What'd you say?
I apparently have a problem with authority.
Well, we're independent thinkers. So I think having a couple of loose power hours is great. Fran has done some power hours recently that have been really helpful. I mean, she's really put a lot of thought into them. And I don't think we always have to put as much thought into it. She has not. I mean, I think she did a great job, so I'm not dinging her at all. I'm just saying we don't have to be perfect every time. And even if I wasn't going to do, even if I already had things I was going to do during that power hour, I took information away from what she suggested and, you know, put it away for future activities and things, ideas. Okay, so that's a good way to come up with camaraderie. I like that.
And I like these calls too that are more chatty, but
yeah.
Private.
Yeah, Whitney, I'd love to hear goals too.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like, you know how my evenings are. I'm like literally going from one place to the next. But so for my goals, so let me say this out loud first. I haven't written a goal sheet in 3 months, and it is apparent that I haven't written a goal sheet in 3 months. And so if you aren't writing a goal sheet, I just want to let you know that it makes a difference, a very big difference, to know where you're headed and what your goal is, and to not know where you're headed and what your goal is. And so I did write a goal sheet. And my goals are pretty much the same. I want to hit 3,000 monthly by the 30th. I think I've only done it like in my whole Rodan and Fields life when I've gotten new C's or or like 2 times last year. So that is like my standing, like that is the standing measure for me, the minimum. So right now to hit all of our, basically our RF diet, 600 by the 6th, 1,500 by the 15th. If you want to put the 20th in there, you know, 2,000 by the 20th, and then 3,000 by the 30th. And I want to bring on 2 new business partners because the business partners I have don't really want to work. And I realized that me like worrying about other people is not benefiting me growing this business. So those are my goals.
I like
and
that.
So, oh, you see that right there? That's not appropriate. And then my goal for the end of the year, somebody just pulled out in front of the car in front of me. My goal for the end of the year is to be a level 5. And that's my consistent goal for the last year. But I refuse to come down with it because everything is going to fall into place and I'm going to meet it. And so I refuse to like say, oh, I want to be a level 3. Like that's not actually my goal. So it's still a 5.
I'm with you, Whitney. It's been my goal forever too, and that is what I've placed as my goal for ending 2017 is at level 5.
Yes, I won't change it. I don't think it makes sense to change it. So
yeah, but my actions aren't matching up to that, so I have to make some changes there. Hence my my fart post today on Sub.
I love it. The fart post is great. So one thing to keep in mind, and the reason I think that's great. Thank you for sharing that. And I think one of the things I took away from the power recently and from other Jen and Sarah, I'm just going to keep. They're like my whatever. They're my point. My what's that word? What am I looking for? My directors at the moment. And it's interesting because, you know, sometimes we look at things and we go, oh my God, that's huge. I'm never going to be able to do that. And I love the visual that the power put out there because it's like, first of all, they said, okay, think about what you want, right? The title level 5 is great. What's it going to do for you when you're level 5? What's it going to do for the people in your network? And why is that so motivating to you? Why does that make a difference to you? Because when you can start to articulate that, you'll be able to tell the people in your network why you want them to be on your team, why you want them to look at Rodan and Fields, and it'll be more compelling to them. And then when you look at it and you go, oh my God, that's so much work I have to do. If you then imagine it as a little tiny dot that you can carry with you and you can carry in your pocket and you can carry close to you and you can, it becomes so much more manageable than the overwhelming, oh my gosh, this is huge. I will never be able to get there. So for me, that visual has been really, has changed my perspective when I felt like I don't want to start working on something. I make it much more manageable.
Makes sense to me.
So, yeah, so one of the things that we said, and Phil, you can talk about this too, because you were at the business training, but talked about how many people you need to talk to, and the fact that a lot of what we're doing in our reach outs. So, and this actually, I talked to Jennifer about this yesterday. Actually, it just occurred to me as through different conversations I've had. I think one of the things that I've struggled with, and I wonder if this is also something other people struggle with, is you hear, oh my gosh, this incentive, we got to get people to become a consultant or become a preferred customer right now, and start thinking invitation and close all in one breath. And it feels a little bit, I mean, it doesn't feel right when I think that way. So I was talking to Jennifer yesterday, and she said, well, I'll tell you what, I've really upped my reach out. And she's going for RFX by the end of this year. So her reach outs are going to be significantly different than if we're going for level 5, although not hugely different. And she said, you know, in June.
What's your goal for reach out? What's her goal for reach outs for RFX?
Hey,
So
baby.
with her coaching with Leslie, and with her desire to be RFX by the end of the year, sooner probably, than the end of the year, she upped her reach outs to 100 a day.
Shit.
Wow.
100 a day.
Yeah.
Oh my
100
God.
a day.
Who's she talking to?
100 a day.
That's a great
Everybody.
question.
Lord.
Everybody.
So Robin, you better
She
hustle
found-
double time locally. Whitney, you better hustle double time locally, because Jennifer's going to find all of
You know
them.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? So yes, it should light some fire under our asses. But also, it should not stop us, because there's still people in meetings who've never heard of Jennifer.
Few and
Or
far
Rodan and
between.
Fields.
What'd you say?
Or Rodan and Fields.
Yeah.
Or Rodan and Fields. So I agree with you, Jennifer. I agree with you, Kristen, that Jennifer definitely ups the number. She's also reaching out to LinkedIn and not just locally, right? She's reaching out lots of places.
Oh, I assume. I assume.
Yeah, but she's I don't think I mean, I asked her if I could share this. So June, she started doing that. We know her PSQV has been high, right? Like we've seen it. But she has passed 11,000 PSQV this month.
Wow.
She's already hit 10 miles in the Lead the Way Miles program. And it's not even the end of the month. And she said, did I see a huge difference in June? No. Did I see a huge difference in July? No. But I'm starting to see a huge difference now. And I'll tell you, I did a 3-way call with her today. So a wonderful woman who came to this business presentation last week with me. I talked to her. I had an call scheduled with her right after my Y session with Jennifer. And I was all pumped up, because I was like, oh my gosh, I know I'm doing this. I'm so excited. And I'd written my little outline, my sticky note that said, okay, ask her how she's doing and what I can do to support her business. And at the end, I wrote, and tell her about Rodan and Fields, and that you're looking for abundant, generous, passionate, driven people who see the same value that you do in this business. That's who you're looking to work with, people like that. And so I was telling Catherine yesterday, she talked. Oh my gosh, she's a lovely woman. She started off the call with, hey, how's your summer going? I was like, oh my gosh, I love you already. I mean, it made an easy way to talk. But she talked for half an hour. I asked her all sorts of questions. I was interested in what she's doing. It's right up my advocacy avenue anyway. But I almost got off in the past, I would have gotten off the phone without saying, well, it's time to go. We've been talking for a while. But I said, oh my gosh, it's been so lovely to talk to you. We've been talking for a while, and I know we need to go, but can I tell you a little bit about my business? She goes, yeah, I'd love to hear about it, because I saw that picture at the end of your email. Does that stuff really work? So we talked for a few minutes, and then she signed up to come to the presentation. After the presentation, afterwards, I said, so what are you thinking? And she said, well, I'm not interested in the business, but I'm definitely interested in the products. So she became a customer, sent her a thank you email over the weekend. And on Monday morning, I woke up to this email from her saying, I've been thinking about the business over the weekend, and I'd like to explore it a little bit more. So Stella, your conversation went really well.
Oh my
And
God.
I got her,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, she's a little bit older. She's in Stella's demographic. Alicia's so funny because on this three-way call today, she goes, so I don't see many people in my demographic in the marketing. Radiant Fields needs to do a better job. And Jennifer said, yeah, we're working on it. There are other demographics that aren't covered either, like, you know, Black people and men, and, you know, like, we're working on it though. And this is where, if you're up for the challenge, you can be a leader in that area. So, but what struck me in this conversation was not just Alicia's great questions, but Jennifer has really great answers and really great, she's always been really good at setting vision, but she just had she was much more polished in a more authentic, comfortable, and confident way because of the number of reach outs she's been doing. She's had to practice a lot.
You know what I struggle with? I would love if there was a way to record three-way calls. And that's totally like, it's hard because you don't want to do it secretly and you don't want to make someone uncomfortable by asking. But it would be so great to be able to hear some of those answers because, you know, we could all use those.
Mm.
So you could ask Jennifer if she would do a three-way call with you.
Yeah, you mean for a prospect?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would just be nice to be able to, I mean, I suppose I could mute myself and just type furiously and try to capture stuff, but.
Oh, you mean when you're doing, well, you can take, I mean, I took a lot of notes, of course.
Yeah.
I muted myself and took a ton of notes. And you know, another call I had, and there's a woman, I need to follow up with her again, who did a three-way call, and she's not interested. She's a young woman whose husband's in law school, and she said, yeah, I'd love to connect people I know who are coming into town with you. So I saw her last week, and she said, I have somebody who's interested in talking to you when she gets into town. I'll get you guys connected next week. I'm like,
wow.
Okay. And the three-way call with her for Jennifer was really short because she wasn't asking a whole lot of questions. She wasn't interested herself, you know, so it was like, oh, well, it sounds like you're ready to go fun. Okay. You know, so I think the best way for all of us to get better and to get more information is to do more reach outs and have more fun conversations. And my three-way calls, leading them will get better as well.
So I agree. I'll chime in real quick. Sorry, I'm sorry I've been popping in and out. I've been driving in and out of connectivity. Okay. But as I'm pulling up to the grocery store and have connection, I figured I'd chime in. So my focus is right now LinkedIn, just trying to get folks on the phone. And I will say I've been using Robin's language. I think we were talking a few weeks ago, and she said that all she really messages people is, hey, you know, I love connecting with other, you know, driven, motivated women in the area, you know, see how we can help each other. Would you have time to hop on the phone this week or next? Something super short, super sweet. So I've been using that. I had one call tonight with a really, really nice lady in Culpeper who actually just talked to someone about Rodan Fields a week ago, which goes to show, like, don't sit around and wait, right? But she's not interested in the business right now, but she's more than happy. She's like, I'll find you on Facebook and I'll post stuff for you, and really, really sweet lady. But I think of the 70-something maybe messages I sent out last week, I have 3 or 4 people, you know, willing to hop on the phone, which is better than my numbers have been. So I definitely would recommend the short and sweet thing for reach outs. And then when they get on the phone, you know, talk to them about it. But that's my focus too. my goals, I want to be level 5 by the end of the year. And more importantly, to our bottom line is I want to have a $3,000 paycheck by the end of the year. So that's where I'm at.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself again.
Okay,
Catherine, I'm having
thanks,
the same experience. Just to let you know, you don't have to come off mute for this, but I've been doing a ton of LinkedIn reach outs, and I have about the same. I'm not sure if I have the same ratio. I'd have to actually look, but it's few and far between that I get a live one that is willing to talk. But I found the same thing, keeping it short and sweet, and I have been sending out an almost exact message to what you were mentioning when I connect with people. Because I'm going outside of my like immediate connections to look for new people. And so it always prompts me if I'm on my computer, not if I'm on my phone, which is weird, but if I'm on my computer, it prompts me, you know, they're more likely to respond if you add a note. And so that my note is always, hey, I love connecting with ambitious, driven, blah, blah, you know, pretty much the exact same message. So I'm finding success with that too.
Good. That's great.
Yeah.
So do you have anything you want to say?
I need to up my reach outs.
Me too. You're not alone.
Yeah.
And you know, I have a challenge.
It's a recurring theme, and it is challenging. And I have found it's been, although I did follow up with 2 people today, so 2, mind you. That's all.
Better than 0.
Yeah. It's been really hard to get over the hump of having not done it for so long. So I'm struggling with that. And
is anybody focused on in-person events? Whether it's ones that you're hosting for RNF or whether it's just tagging into networking events? Robin's nodding yes.
I'm going to a lot of networking events. We have a really strong chamber in Charlottesville, and I'm a member of it, so I definitely take advantage of that. I am chair of our speaker committee for our big women's conference that's taking place in 2018. So that is, you know, it's just a presence. None of those people are interested in Rodanian Fields, and that's fine.
But it's building your brand, it's building credibility, and it's also furthering your own personal development. I mean, It is. And I actually, too, so I want to finish this conversation, but I'm also making a note about something I want to respond to. Okay, so I also am exploring Instagram a little bit more. Do you remember, Kristen, in May, I think I said, hey, I think I'm going to do this branding thing. I really like their style. They did a really great webinar, and I think they'll offer it again, and I'll definitely forward it to everybody. And it was focused on MLMs, and they have really good insight, I felt, into MLMs and particular Instagram connections. And I connected with them not because I care so much about Instagram. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know. But because I liked their way of talking about branding yourself and writing. Like, that's one of the things I've been really noticing is that my writing sucks. Like, I write for history. I don't write for interesting things. You know? You like a lot of words.
I do. And so I'm trying to cut back that and figure out different ways of saying things. And then my visual, I don't think is that strong. So it all ties into that, you know, developing your personal brand and your personal development. And I think the couple of things I took from Leslie Zann really, and that's what Leslie Zann told Jennifer too. She has to work on her personal development. Really focusing on personal development.
So I'm struggling with balancing that, and I need to be better about using my audiobooks in the car. But like, I love to read, and I miss reading. And one of the things I'm doing is, and this is roundabout here, but this goes back to the whole events thing. I hide behind the computer way too much because the time of day that I tend to be able to devote is this time of day, where if I had my druthers, I would be home in my jammies with my wine, not out in the public. And so I need to be out in the public more. I need to be talking to actual humans. I need to be building my brand. I need to be being, I don't know. I've been working with a personal coach, Robin, the same one that Mom does, Carol Stizza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so one of my big goal the whole time was I want to be authentic. I don't want to be that slimy MLMer that just wants to recruit you. I want to be someone that you want to talk to. I want to be someone that's interested in you. I want to be someone that's helping your business along, not just my own. Like I want to be a good person, not whatever, a grubby person. And so anyway, so one of my focuses has been on in-person stuff. And again, my sort of challenge is always, how do I balance all my time? Like, to me, this call is very useful, but I'm also sitting here sweating because
you've got limited time
yet.
to get off.
I'm not EC yet,
Yeah.
and it's after the 20th. And like, what am I going to do? But so with the personal development, I struggle with that too, because I love reading. And one of the social things I'm doing is a book club. And so I'm already spending more time reading anyway, which is cutting into my IPA. So it's like fitting in more reading. It's like, oh, I don't know where I'm going to do it, but it is between your ears.
Yeah.
I think it matters.
Well, and so, I mean, I don't know if there's a way to do it. I mean, I know it's not our first love to wake up to listening to books necessarily, but if there's a way to build it into early morning, like you're, getting your lunch together or whatever.
Yeah,
evening,
that's true.
Getting
Putting your
dressed,
makeup on. I could
brushing
be
your
listening 5
teeth,
minutes.
putting on your makeup. Yeah, even if it's 10 minutes, that you hear, it's still something. That would be one place I could think of. And I think
the mornings the kids don't wake up, I can do it. They know.
Well,
whenever I have a plan to do anything, I will. I have to shower at some point. But like any morning I have a remote plan to do something before they wake up. They wake up 30 minutes earlier than normal. I'm like, you guys, you're killing me.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I know you need to go. So my challenges then for you would be to switch from need to want. So I want to EC, I want to make these reach outs, I want to do, and say, like, I even say, you know what, I really adore everything that I'm doing. I mean, not really like, I mean, not love it as I get started on it, but like the outcome of it, the results of it, I adore those results. I feel good about those results.
Yeah.
Like, I want to show you my basement from what you can see from here. This is what I get to look at now. Hold on, I gotta switch it. This is what I'm looking at.
That's so pretty.
And not so long ago, it was a pile of boxes and crap. And it was before self-game.
It was a train table the last time I saw it.
I know, right? And I knew I wanted to change it around, and I kept looking at it going, I don't want to, I need to do this. I need to do this. And as soon as I had taken the time to put on paper what I wanted it to essentially look like down here, I kind of did an overview of like, this will fit here, this will blah, blah. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, not all of a sudden. I kept saying, I need to do this. And then I changed my thinking my talking to myself, because I was listening to my personal development. And I said, you know what? I really want to do this. I want it to look like this. I want it to look this way, right? I had to do a lot of work to get it there, but I want it to look this way. And so it made the work much more manageable.
I need to do that here. Do you want to come and be my
well,
just garbage?
Yeah.
Garbage everywhere.
So I'll show you the other half of the room. What's behind me is
okay, that makes me feel a little better.
So I want it to look all nice and neat, kind of like this, but it's going to take the reality is that will also take some additional time. Hashtag balance. Hashtag reality. So we've talked in a long time, and I know, Kristen, you need to go. Stella, you've been up for a while.
Yeah, you're past your bedtime, Stella.
I am way past my bedtime.
So what I want to leave you with then is my challenge would be to say I want instead of I need. So I want to hit level 5 by the end of the year. I want to up my reach out to 100 a month, to 100 a week. I want to have 3 three-way calls a week. I want to figure out how to fit this into my schedule, because these are really all things you want to do. For if that's what you want to do. I'm talking to Kristen a lot, so we haven't talked about your level.
I'm taking notes. That's why I disappeared.
I know. That's okay. You can take notes. But I mean, really reframing it and putting that picture of what you want your day to look like. And that's why I brought up that eat that frog thing. Like, it really is worth that time to do it. And even if, you know, like, so if maybe it's not right now, because if you are wanting to EC and you're, you know, a couple hundred away from it, we want to focus on that. But it is worth doing that so that your ongoing consistent activity will lead to consistent growth, like Jennifer is experiencing. And we all go through slumps. I went through a slump. So, you know, I'm preaching to myself as much as I'm preaching to you guys. And then the other thing I challenge you to do is to find 5 people to share your story.
5 people who aren't on your dirt list, or?
Anybody. I mean, anybody who'll listen to your story and say, hey, I want you to hear my story. And if I'm not asking you to do anything other than listen to it and give me feedback. Do I sound authentic? Am I somebody you want to hear from? Does this sound interesting to you? Like, what makes you, what questions do you have? You know, like, I would just challenge you to find 5 people that you haven't shared your story with, to share it with, and really do it from a, hey, I've got a team challenge. I'm looking to, you know, for personal development. I'd love your feedback.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Awesome, thank you, and I look forward to reconnecting on a Power Hour.
Whoops. Can we stop the recording? I want to ask one like random off-topic question.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you want me to get off the call?
No, you can hang, Stella.
Do you want
You can hang, girl.